Okay, we are officially recording. Welcome everybody to the No Limits Fitness Team call for the month of September. Thank you guys for being here tonight, September 21st. We have, about 10 days left in September. And I know everybody's busy and you have a lot to do, so I appreciate you making the time to invest in your business and to be here. This is not a normal team call. I was really impressed with a training that was shared with me with the leadership about a week, 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to share it with you guys. I just needed to understand it. So that is what this call is about tonight. We do a lot of calls about mindset, personal development, we focus on a lot of different things. But this call is specifically about your business and how do we capitalize on the wide range of products that we have to allow you to grow your teams and your incomes long term. So that's where we're going tonight. I know a lot of people start for their health benefits to enjoy the discount. That's exactly what I did. But then as I began to delve into the business, it is a lot of fun and it's very impactful, and the income can be very impactful. We just have to learn the best ways to utilize all these different tools that we're being given. So let me go ahead and I am going to share screen, and I've got a PowerPoint I'll be sharing tonight. Okay. So you guys see that okay? Is it big enough? Do you see it okay? Give me a thumbs up? Okay. All right, so tonight we're going to be discussing a new way to look at our business, and it's called the 500 PV model. But before we jump into that, because we're constantly growing our organizations, we have coaches coming in that are new, and they don't necessarily understand the evolution of what this company has done in 10 years. So what we've done in 10 years is pretty wild. And in 2015, this was a $1 billion company. So it really went from like a baby company, 250 million, and it got to $1 billion pretty quickly. But what happened was last year we kind of had, or the past 12 months, we've kind of had a wonky year. And I think it's good to acknowledge that and see it, because it definitely happened. I think that, some of us who've been coaching for longer have experienced drops in income and volume. And I think that there is a reason for that. There's a number of reasons for that. We are making a transition from a DVD company, a company that puts DVDs in the hands of people, to a digital company. That is the future, and so that's where we're going. And so we've seen as we go digital that when new companies, new products launch, like every time there's a new program like Shift Shop, we don't have that spike in volume that we used to get, because they've already got it, because it's through their Beachbody On Demand subscription. And we do that because that's what's best for our customers, and that's what's going to be best for us long term as well. But this is kind of a transition period in our company. And what's cool, you guys, is that for the people who jumped on Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Packs, I think it was the first month was maybe November or December when they became available, all of those annual subscriptions are going to be kicking in November and December. So all of your annual subscribers, those renewals are going to be huge bumps in your pay. And as you continue to build on your subscriptions, every month you're going to be getting that, because people are going to be renewing. And that's the concept behind it long term, which is really cool. And some people have left. So we've seen our number of coaches in the network go down a little bit. And I think that is the very nature of entrepreneurship. So I think that that's all normal. But I love this concept. So we're going to be talking about the 500 PV model tonight. This is not something that I've created. Milan Jensen is the number one. She's the oldest coach, the very first coach to join the network 10 years ago. And she sat down and she created this concept for her team. And it's something that we've looked at and we love. So I am sharing with you what Milan has taught us and what I think we can all use to kind of go forward and grow and really create sustainable businesses. And it really focuses on getting back to the heart of why the company was started, and, you know, really having belief attached with this growth, that we need to believe we can deliver on the promises that we make. And all these changes are going to happen, you guys. We've got $200 million being invested into the technology. So the format, you know, how people purchase, the whole process is going to be so much easier for our customers, which everybody who was at Summit got to see those cool screens and how everything's changing. So let's dive into it. Let me see if I can minimize you guys. Okay. So the heart of the PV, the 500 PV coach. First of all, just so we might have some new coaches on here. PV is personal volume. And just so you know, there is volume attached to every single one of our products. So for instance, every time your Shakeology ships, that is 90 in volume. So the 500 PV coach is really the heart and the life of the entire team. In any other network marketing company, any kind of direct sales company, there would typically be some kind of monthly goals. Now, we know with Beachbody, when you enroll as a coach, there are no sales quotas. I love that. And I think that that's very inclusive because, you know, people want to join. However, when you've got people who are building businesses, it's good to have a monthly goal. If you sold Tupperware, you know, you would have, if there were so many parties that you attended, and mute please, because I can hear somebody, just make sure you're muted. If you hit certain numbers at however many parties, then you would reach your goals for that month. Well, this is a new standard that we can use. And what a PV coach, 500 PV coach represents is they are really somebody who lives the 4 vital behaviors. You see them sharing their personal fitness journey. They're inviting people. They're recognizing coaches. They've got a team, you know, and they're doing their personal development. This kind of person is also inviting on a regular basis. And they're having these conversations. I'm doing this. Come do it with me. They learn to ask in everyday conversations with everybody they know, how have you been? How's your health going? And that's a typical kind of question for them. And they really capitalize on this Find Your Healthy formula, which is knowing that Beachbody has this unique solution that is more comprehensive than what anything else that's offered out there. And that is the concept that we have fun fitness, simple nutrition, and a community and support system so that you don't quit. And that's really something that is in their messaging that they're constantly sharing with their friends. They nurture not only their customers, but their contacts. And so, you know, it goes beyond just selling a challenge pack. They're constantly nurturing their relationships. And there's somebody who's confident and comfortable and feels good about the product and the company, and they're confident in that. And that's something that comes with time. Okay, so this concept is about getting to Emerald. And that's you plus 2. So really, Emerald is the biggest business milestone. It's where you invoke the benefits of our compensation plan. It's where your cycles kick in. It's where you begin to accumulate residual income. And that's kind of like when the motor starts running and you've got a business going. So, you know, this is the way to reach beyond the basics of retail commission. You always have your retail, and you can sell the heck out of things and be a great, retailer. But this is the way you're going to build your business long term. And it's a simple plan. You get to Emerald, and then you help your coaches get to Emerald. You help them build Emeralds. And really what kicks in here is the team mindset. And this is where I think we could all do a better job. And I know I could do a better job in the very beginning every time a new coach enrolls, is that it's, explaining it's not about what you do individually. It's about what we can duplicate together. That's what's going to make the biggest difference for everybody. And that's what matters. And so when everybody is committed to this concept of duplication that we create together, that's ultimately the future of your business. And the goal here under this 500 PV model is to build 4-generation emerald tribes. This is all new terminology, but I'm going to explain what it means. Okay, so what is a generation? You yourself are selling on a monthly basis at least 500 PV. So, if you have some familiarity with how our volume works, Shakeology is 90. So every time a Shakeology Home Direct ships, that's 90 in PV. What we're talking about is for the entire month, there is at least a total of 500 in PV. Then you teach your PS coaches to do that, and you teach them to teach their PS coaches to build emeralds. So you're going 4 levels deep, but it's actually kind of simple. It's about helping people build to emerald. And these are emerald tribes. Okay, so what this looks like, I know it's busy, I'm gonna explain it all. This is a tribe of 15 coaches. And I don't know if you can see my cursor, but you are right here at the top. This is you. And when everybody on the team is on board with getting to 500 in PV monthly, you're going to have a total volume for the month of 7,500. Okay, with these 15 coaches, that's each coach is getting up to reaching their 500 goal for the month. And what you would be looking at now, what you'd be looking at with that is you've got your own commissions coming in for your personal order, for your orders, and then you've got team cycle bonuses at $14. That 23 by 14 is that. So you're earning per month $447 in team cycle bonuses only, you guys. Now, I have to give you the income disclaimer. We're giving examples based on the comp plan as it exists. And obviously this is, up to your individual diligence and skill. But again, on these numbers, 500 people, that's what you would be looking at in cycle bonuses per month. So if it's just you with your 2 baby coaches and that's what you've got and they don't have any coaches yet, you plus 2, you're looking at 167 per month in cycle bonuses. You plus 6 would be the green right here, right? That's plus 6. And that would be 265 per month. If it's you plus 12, the blue are not your personally sponsored coaches, but if you've got emeralds who've sponsored coaches and everybody is at the 500 PV monthly, a minimum of 500, then you're looking at $447 a month in cycle bonuses. Certainly that is life-changing for some people. That might be a starting point for you. That might be, the first income goal that you set to then build from there. But that's just to give you a visual of what you would be looking at for this tribe. And that's the goal, is to create this kind of tribe. Okay. And so when we look at a diagram like this, you have to think about, well, what is my, am I individually getting to 500 PV monthly? What does my volume look like, each week? And I'm not as consistent as I need to be, but I try to do, at least at the end of the month, I do a weekly volume recognition. And, usually the highest producer has anywhere from 500, 600, 700, all the way up to 900 in volume. The highest person at 1,400 on our team. And I usually start the recognition, at 120 or 150, depending on where it is. So that means the people that are being recognized, and then I've gone to even just top 20, which usually you have to have even higher volume, but that's just for that 1 week. What we're talking about is for the entire month. So if you break that up, that's about 125 a week. Are your coaches, where is your volume coming from? Are your coaches anywhere close to this 500? These are the things that you would want to be aware of and what your volume looks like. Okay, so the goal then is to build to Diamond Strong. Again, all new terminology. We're going to get comfortable with it. And by the way, I'm going to have this PowerPoint for you as a PDF. So don't worry. I want you to take notes and try to, get this, digest all of this, but you're going to have these slides. So I want to make sure you know that. So the classic diamond, let's look at this classic diamond 90 is basically somebody who gets to diamond. They have their minimum number of coaches, and basically everybody on their team has their Shakeology order, and that's it. Nobody's selling anything. They're on home direct. Those cycle bonuses for the month as a diamond coach, you're gonna make $54. Okay, which is, I know it's not a lot, and people work really hard to get to diamond because that is, that's the highest rank you can achieve as an individual. But that is just the starting point. If you have that tribe that we discussed, you're looking at 485. But if you're Diamond Strong, which I'm going to show you some examples of what that looks like, you are at 3,725 for the month. And again, this is the power of duplication. So you're going to look and see how it works. Okay. So the classic diamond coach is what we talked about, where somebody hits diamond, they've got their traditional team of 4 coaches on the left, 4 coaches on the right, one of which on each leg is an emerald. And basically everybody's got their Shakeology. So they're at 90 for the month. And so your total volume in that scenario, your volume is 1,080 for the month. So you're cycling 3 times. And that's where you get to 54. You're not really earning cycle bonuses at that level. The 500 PV Diamond Coach, this means that everybody is committed and on board with the team concept of accumulating 500 PV for the month. Each of your coaches are doing that. In addition, you've got your emeralds, and their coaches are also hitting 500 a month. Your total volume for the month is 6,000, and your cycle bonuses, the 125, by the way, is your individual commissions that you're getting from retail. So you're making just about $500 on the month for cycle bonuses only. That's the next model. Diamond Strong is the ultimate goal. Diamond Strong is each of your coaches have their own individual tribes of 15. So remember when I showed you this tribe of 15 is the goal, this tribe of 15. So when you are Diamond Strong, you have 8 coaches who are all creating their own individual tribes of 15, and everybody is getting to 500 PV. When you get to that point, you have volume of 60,000. And your monthly commissions or your monthly cycles are 3,600. Now, if you go further than that, instead of 8 emerald tribes, and that's actually how we're going to refer to them. So that tribe is, they've got 15 and everybody's meeting that 500 PV for the month. If you've got 12, your commissions for the month are 5,400. So you can see how it begins to grow with the power of duplication. Okay, so what's the goal? What's the game plan? We need to start thinking about this 500 PV mindset, and how do we get there? Well, something I think we need to start focusing on more is meeting the customer where they are. Um, a lot of times I think when you're a new coach and you get a no, somebody says, oh, it's not a good time, I'm not going to buy a challenge pack. That's the end of the conversation. You consider that a no and you move on to that person. Instead of continuing the conversation, seeing if there's other needs that could be met, continuing to nurture the relationship so that when the time is right for them, they know they come straight to you. But the number one goal really is to create raving customers, people that are using any products, not just Shakeology, but we've got the performance supplement line. We've got a great skincare line, the Derm line, which I'm learning more about and probably going to be buying so that I can have a testimony to offer. We've got the Ultimate Reset. We've got a whole host of products. And I think what's happened is we've shifted so far into the focus of hitting Success Club and the shiny recognition and rank advancements and things like that we've forgotten we have so many products to offer. So it's really just creating raving customers, people that love the products, using the products, and want to tell their friends about it. And that number two, we are creating customers who influence, and we're working into that customer's center of influence. So we're having conversations with them about involving their friends, getting their friends in on the next challenge. And you've had that, if you've had a great experience with a customer, they've said, oh, my friend Jenny wants to do this with me, or now she wants to buy a challenge pack. And that's happened very organically in the past, but it's being aware of that. Who is this customer's, who does this customer have influence over, and would we be able to help them too? And then the third goal is creating revenue per customer. And this is a new concept to me. But you want to think about long term. Typically what we do is we offer them the challenge pack. We sell them a challenge pack. They're in a challenge group. It's typically short term. They might be on Shakeology for a few months. And what we say very early on is, well, if you can't afford it, if you don't want to continue it, you can cancel it at any time, which of course they can do. But it's that retention we have to start working on, and sharing the value of Shakeology from the very beginning, to help them see the value in it so that they continue with Shakeology. And what we typically do is jump from month to month, and we're working on getting new customers instead of really continuing to foster those relationships from prior months. Somebody might have a shaky start. We've seen that so many times. People come back when the timing is better, and we need to not give up on people quite so quickly. So I know that I've had coaches come back sometimes 2 and 3 times, because there's seasons in life, and so we've got to always continue to nurture those relationships. Okay, and so this is something, and I've mentioned it before, but I want to start using the phrasing a lot more because I love it. But we have to really be very focused on the fact that what we offer, our solution is, I'm gonna just check out where we are and make sure everybody's muted. Okay. We have to make sure that at the forefront of our minds when you're having conversations, the focus is on the fact that what our solution is a comprehensive solution, and it's unique because we've got fun fitness, we've got nutrition that's simple, and we've got this coach and community support that is going to give you the results. Okay, so another thing that's important is I think we have to make a mindset shift, and I've talked about it. We've been very focused on Success Club, and if you look at the team page, that's always something that we recognize. But rather than be a Success Club machine and just focus on those numbers and hitting those numbers every month, create raving customers and really dig deep into that customer and their story and all the people they influence, and think about having a business that generates the most revenue possible by meeting that client's needs long term. and then also all of their friends' needs. And so we have to think of it that way. That's really the mindset shift we have to think. Instead of numbers and month to month and all of that, is really make it more long-term. And we have to think about, what are the other needs of my customer beyond this one-time challenge pack? Okay, because we've got the annual subscription and the volume, but that's not going to kick in for 12 months. So we have to find other ways. Okay. So how do we get to 500 PV monthly? Well, the first thing is that we need to be very cognizant of this find your healthy formula, and we need to be having conversations with people and starting these conversations. And we need to be teaching our coaches that we sponsor to start these kind of conversations. What's your favorite way to get exercise? Well, how's your nutrition? How's your diet then? Do you have a buddy or a support system? When you ask those 3 questions to anyone, you'll discover that our solution can enhance their life and get them to where they want to be. So those are great questions to be asking on an everyday basis to everybody in your circle of influence. And we will encourage them. Let's find a way to move your body, find a way to have a relationship with food that's healthy, and have a support system so you don't quit. That's basically what Beachbody is. Okay. Now, the second idea is the challenge pack. And I think everybody is aware of the value of the challenge pack. It's certainly our best solution. It's the best value to the customer. So the cost of it right now is $160. The personal PV is $135. The team PV is lower, $45. And you can see the breakdown of the customer revenue, $32. That means that's residual when the HG on the Shakeology kicks in. And so that is one way, is focusing on the challenge packs. And we know that this is something that most of us are doing. And this is like the primary way that we create value for our customers and give our customers a solution. Okay, another thing is ask friends and family support and feedback. And if you've read GoPro, they teach this, and we've talked about this before, but I love the way that you can just, you go to your friends and your family and you basically say, I'm doing something that matters to me. I'm doing this for my own health. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about fitness, whatever it is for you. And you say, here's why, and you explain why. And you say, I'm asking the people closest to me for support and feedback with some of the products I'll be recommending. Are you open to helping me? And take a look at this list, because you guys, it's not just Shakeology. Now you can go to moms and you can say, would you be willing to help me with this? And try out Daily Sunshine for your kids for 30 days and give me some feedback on it. The Performance Stack, maybe you have friends that are CrossFitters, and instead of stopping their conversation right there, oh no, they do CrossFit, never mind. Then ask them, how's your nutrition going? Do you have a buddy that you go and work out with there? And then offer up the Performance Stack. We have something called, a lot of people have problems with digestion, and there is a set of 3 things that you can get in the Ultimate Reset that aid in digestion. Would one of your family members be interested in trying that out for 30 days? We've got Derm Exclusive, which I know we're probably not leveraging at all because it hardly ever gets talked about, but that's something we need to start looking at. I mean, we have a ton of coaches who use Rodan and Fields, which that's great that they can use whatever they want, but have you tried Derm Exclusive? Because you're getting the 25% off, and you're kind of like missing out on that slice of people you could be helping with that specific product, because you don't have your own personal experience with it. 3-day refreshes, that's $52 in volume, and the all access Beachbody On Demand, not the challenge pack, just the membership is $38. Right there, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different separate products get you to your 500 PV for goal for the month. Okay, not challenge packs, but individual products. We know we get Success Club points with the challenge packs, but what I'm asking you to do tonight is to stretch beyond just Success Club and think about your business long term and our product offering overall. It goes a lot wider than that, and that's what I think we need to start capitalizing on. And so what you'll do when you're asking your friends and family for support is just getting people closest to you, asking them if they'll try for 30 days. And obviously, you know, if it's something they didn't have a great experience with, if it's something they don't want to continue using, that they don't have to be your customers. But it's great because you get feedback, you have stories you can share, and you're reaching your monthly goal. Okay. Now, another way is through a business page. And some of us who've been coaching longer have done this, but it's called a like page. And that is where you're targeting a specific market. Shalene talked about this at Summit, curiosity posting. There might be a little bit of money going into, budget going into advertising via Facebook. It basically functions like a personal website. You're sharing content, you're looking to connect with your cold market. And, and this is an easy way for you to put a value out there and begin building a cold market. And typically we focus on the two platforms of Instagram and Facebook. This was another way that you would meet your 500 PV monthly goal. And then I love this too, creating customers who influence. So another way to reach the 500 monthly is to talk about raving fan referrals. And when you're having conversations with your customers, asking them to buddy up. Would you have somebody that would want to join you? It's a lot more fun. I mean, I'm going to be here to support you, but why don't you bring a couple of friends in? And because those kind of stories are very powerful, very effective. You can offer incentives to your customers who are using the products, love the products, give them some kind of incentive for you to be able to reach out to their friends and widen that range of influence. Okay. And then another way is, we've talked about it a little bit tonight, but reaching beyond the challenge pack and understanding that, yes, there's 2 Success Club points attached to that, but there are so many ways you can offer value to people and get them re-engaged with different products. We're doing this team-wide 3-day refresh on Monday. I know a lot of people have done 3-day refreshes after Hurricane Irma. We're all in need of it right now. And so there's marketing that way, and, reminding people seasonally at different times, products like that, trying Derm exclusive, just reaching beyond the challenge pack. And then getting creative with the benefits of Shakeology. I think we can do a lot more in that area as a team, and I would love to pair up with the Diamonds, and I'm going to have a discussion with them and the Star Diamonds of creating some content that we can compile and all use together, from coaches, testimony from customers, of just little video clips of what they love about Shakeology, what it's doing for them personally. Videos are really effective. So that would be a fun thing that we could do as a team. And then we all have this content that we can share. And the example here is to have some kind of best results video library thread, or something that you guys can all pull from to share that in your challenge groups. We're going to be sharing more about our products, and I'm going to be purchasing Derm exclusive, and the idea is to talk with our friends and family, see if they'll help us out for 30 days, test out a product so that we can get some feedback and we can start creating more product awareness within our individual teams. And so not only you know, but all of your coaches are aware of what these products do and how they can help people. Okay. So let's see. So this is a complete plan. You know, I think that we used to talk about it when we did the webinar, the sneak peek into coaching, but I think something that's kind of gotten away from us is telling the Beachbody story. It's so cool that 10 years ago, we were kind of like an infomercial company, and to see how far we've grown, it is very cool. We have this USP is a unique solution or selling proposition. The fact that we do have simple, fun fitness, simple nutrition, and the community and the support that is going to help people stick with it. We have to focus on going forward the sponsoring conversation and recruiting, and that's something that I think kind of overall just the past few months has been lower for everybody for a number of different reasons. But again, it starts with creating that raving customer. And I mean, I think a lot of us who are actively coaching and who pour into our challenge groups and we use the products, and we have customers who trust the process and use the products, they love it. And some people are just like, oh, I'm signing up as a coach. But we have to, I think we have to start focusing more on specific conversations of how you convert people into coaches, so you can begin building these emerald tribes that we talked about. Going forward, the onboarding experience, I know I'm going to be sharing with you all like a very simple one-page, here's how you get started, welcome to the team, here's how you get rolling. And it's going to be really simplified so that when somebody enrolls as a coach, they have the next steps and the first steps very simply laid out. And that way it's simplified. We want to keep it simple. And going forward, there's also going to be more recognition based on this 500 PV monthly model. This call tonight isn't really a how-to, getting into the specifics of running reports and things like that. If there's anything you guys need, if you want me to create a short and simple video where I share screen and go into the downline, a Coach Online office, and show you how to run those reports, I am happy to do it. I pull volume on a weekly basis, so I am keeping up with it on a weekly basis. But everything is under the Your Business tab once you log into your back office, and there's a number of different reports you can run to see. Keep in mind too that everything we talked about tonight is based on the individual coaches that you are sponsoring. A great deal of you might be on Power Legs, and you might be getting help from people above you, and you can check that in your genealogy where, if you go to My Business and genealogy, you can see you might be getting volume contribution from coaches that you didn't sponsor, and that means coaches above you are contributing. And we really do have a very cool team model concept. And so the key is understanding that, or explaining that, and making sure that all the coaches that are being sponsored who come in understand how important that team model concept is, because it helps them. And the power of duplication is real. So if you have any questions at all, I'm going to give you a couple more examples, but feel free to write questions in the comments below. I'm just got a couple more slides, and then I'm going to open it up. So feel free to jot your questions down, or I'm gonna unmute you guys in a sec. Okay, I just wanted to show you really quickly the Team Beachbody app on your phone is super helpful. So this is actually a screenshot of something from the Team Beachbody app. I think it's BB Links is what it's called. And all you do is you put in your coach ID, and it creates all of the hyperlinks to any single product. You can search by product. So for example, the Portion Fix, which is just the containers, Maybe somebody just needs the contain, or they just need portion fix. They pay $39.90 for that. That's 30 in volume. So you'll see that in the BD Links app. You'll see the volume associated. So we need to start being more familiar with the volume associated with all of our products. Here's a nice little visual and a list that I think would be handy for you to have. And this is just an example of some of our products and the volume associated with those products. Okay, so that, I just wanted you to have that. And I'm going to be sharing this, but you'll have it on the slides. But again, if your focus is to be a 500 PD coach monthly, then how would you do that? Here's an example of the different ways. The Ultimate Reset Digestion that we talked about, the kit that is for improved digestion, it's Soothe, Revitalize, and Optimize. That is 95 PV. So you get your commission, but that's 95 in volume. Derm Exclusive, 3-day refresh, Beachbody On Demand All Access at 99. So it's not just the challenge pack. Look at the way that they've crafted this, and that would be getting you to your 500 PD goal. Okay, and then other volume and PV associated with that. The sampler is 19 PV. Digestive Health, the Shakeology Boost, that's 31. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get to that 500. And as always, we do this together. It's not about what you can do, it's individually. It's about what you and your team of coaches can duplicate together. So I am going to stop share momentarily and hop back on. I was watching my PowerPoint, so I'm not sure how, if you guys had any questions, but I'm going to unmute everybody and let's talk. All right, ladies, so was that helpful?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, good. So did all of it make sense? Because it's a lot of information, a lot of new terminology, but did that make sense, that shift in focus?
Yeah, I think I agree with you in that we focus too much on Success Club, and there are so many other products that I've, like Energize and Recover, and thank you, Georgia. Just trying to push all of that, which I think people are used to seeing us do Shakeology and the fitness part, but there's so many other parts of Beachbody that we don't talk about enough. So I agree with that.
Right. And, I'm going to be very transparent. I want you to know at the higher level on the wall, which is the 5-star diamonds and above, we are having conversations with corporate about other ways to be rewarded Success Club points. So I want you guys to know that there are ongoing conversations about, because really we get one bite at the apple now with the All Access Challenge Pack. So we are in conversations, and I know, well, not we, but we're saying, hey, will you guys consider this? And I know CAB is sitting down with corporate, and they're in discussion right now. So they are absolutely aware of it, but I think it just long-term, it goes beyond the 2 Success Club points, because you want to create a sustainable, long-term residual income, and you want to help your coaches create that as well. And I think this is a really cool way to do that. So, okay, I'm going to check the chat really quickly.
Are the 15-person pod things, is that that's essentially a diamond, correct?
Yes.
So the model where it was like $3,500 a month, was that an 8-star diamond? Technically?
Let me look really quick.
No.
Well, I mean, Erica, these are ranges.
Mm-hmm.
These are ranges. So it's not to say that an 8-star would make that's the minimum or the average, because it's not. But let me see.
Because like making the pause doesn't seem super hard, but for some reason in my head, 8-star diamond seems super hard. Does that make sense?
But you're automatically, the way you're thinking of it, you're trying to translate it into rank.
Right.
That's
the mindset shift.
Not to do that. I know, because that's the way we were taught. And this is a different way to look at it. Instead of, rank, shiny stuff, recognition, just focus on helping your coaches hit Emerald and helping your coaches teach their coaches to teach their coaches to hit Emerald. That's the 4 levels. And it will generate that kind of income. It may or may not be 8-star. It may or may not. But yeah, I mean, it's the big difference is the classic diamond is 90. Those are, and I love, she used this term and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's like a diamond that has a team full of discount coaches. She said that you're basically creating personal product users instead of a team that's duplicating, right? If you are diamond and you've got a team of 8 coaches and you held your diamond rank, but all they're doing is drinking their Shakeology, that's a team of personal product users. Those are not people who are duplicating what you're doing. The idea with this is to create a team who are going to duplicate what you're teaching them. They're going to duplicate your activities and create more emeralds and sponsor people who are going to create emeralds. That's where that long-term, those cycle bonuses kick in.
One more question, because I did watch the original, like her presentation.
Yes.
You kind of explained it a little better, so I'm very thankful. But
well, it was a lot to take in, so yeah.
It was. So hearing it again a different way is actually really good. But there was one slide where you said it was like 40 is 90 PV, and then 45 only counts towards the team.
That is an all access challenge pack. Yes, there's PV, which is personal volume, and there's TV, which is team volume. So you get less associated with your team volume. That's how all access challenge packs are set up.
That's just classic. The wrinkle of the nose.
Yes. Well, that's another reason why we can't focus exclusively on challenge packs. It's $160 for a reason. It's the best value. They get the most bang for their buck. But we get dinged a little bit. I mean, you're getting 90 PV with just Shakeology alone. And so that's why it's one option. It's it's a total solution, but there's other things that you can offer them to help them that are going to contribute to your volume. So it's like thinking outside the box. Okay. All right, guys. Where's Kate? Oh, Kate must be maybe on the phone. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to have the recording. Totally new stuff, and we have to digest it. There's a mastermind group with all of the, 5 stars and up, and we're sharing resources. So I will continue to share that with the diamonds. I'll share it on a team page. This is something that, it's fluid, and we're gonna continue to come up with ways to teach our newer coaches. But I love, love, love this approach, because you know what? People get discouraged, and you want to have a simple way for coaches to come in, and you get them some wins, you help them develop confidence, and you get them comfortable with having conversations and creating these raving customers like we talked about, because that's the basis of it, which is cool.
And I kind of touched on that, Kara, too, talking about, utilizing all of our products. I think that it's important that you are using different products and talking about them in your challenge groups, because I find that, you use the scripts, or maybe you guys don't use scripts anymore, or whatever. They touch on certain things, but which I do notice they've updated, by the way. They have Daily Sunshine stuff in there, which I like, but talk about it. They want to see you doing it in there. Like, I'm doing the refresh, and every day I'm like, this is what I'm eating. This is how I feel. Like, I want them to understand, because I want them to know about it, because I had a customer recently who I tried to convert as a coach because she was getting she drinks it every month and the discount went away. And I'm like, she's like, but what's the benefit? I mean, what else is there besides the Shakeology? Like, she was like, didn't even really know. And I'm like, what about the Energize? What about, so these people just don't even know there's other stuff, so when you're converting them, they're like, well, what else am I going to get? I'm like, well, there's the refresh, there's the ultimate reset. I had to explain to her all these products. So I think that the more you can talk about in your challenge groups or on your page, or whether or not you're using them, but just mention them, share people's results that because I know the guides do have some of them, but that way they're already familiar. Maybe it will touch on something that even if you don't use it, maybe that's something that they would need. So that way it's a lot easier once they do become a coach, because then they can already have other PV that they need, it's not so difficult. Because all my discount coaches are just Shakeology. Like, they probably don't even know what else is out there.
Yep. I know. And think back to when you enrolled. I mean, I didn't know we had this huge product catalog. So I always talk about the performance line because I use it. I always talk about it in my challenge groups. I could definitely do a better job talking about it on my social media, but it's a great point. I mean, some of our discount coaches don't even know what our product offering is. And so that's something, you guys, something I'm going to start doing every month. I thought it went really well for the first time last month. We threw together a fitness and nutrition expo, and we just kind of did a quick feature or highlight on some of our most popular programs, shared our team transformations, and just a little quick blurbs, very casual, no pressure, but that's just something they could scroll through to get a little more familiar with our product offering. We didn't even touch on Derm Exclusive because I've never personally used it, so that will obviously be added. But that's good not only for prospects and current customers, it's good for your coaches. It's good for your discount coaches. Chances are they don't even know. They don't even know that these products exist. So it's just, it's about us talking about it and sharing more.
So Sarah, how you talked about sharing or coming up with a dialogue about benefits of Shakeology and this and that, we need to promote that more. Could we possibly come up with a script? Sorry, my phone's going crazy. Can we possibly come up with a script for some of the other stuff? I know an Ultimate Reset, the Soothe and all of those things really did help my digestion, but I don't know specifically what made why did that make it help with my digestion, and things like that. Could we come up with bullet points? Because when you talk about stuff, you want to be in the know, but sometimes it's easier to have something to refer to, like Cliff Note on specific products. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think we could come together, all the diamonds on our team. I think that would be a great idea for us to do. Pull together both bullet points and personal testimonies. Like I was saying, those 1 or 2 minute video clips that we can all use. That's the point of it, is that it can be used by all coaches. We just have to come up with a way to put it together. But yeah, I love that. I think that would be really helpful, because you're right. I mean, not everybody's done the reset. Probably, I would say, less than 5% of our team has ever even done it. So how could they, what would they know to share? So definitely, that's a great idea. I'm writing that down. Okay, cool. Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay. All right, guys. Well, it's late. Thank you so much for hanging in with me. I hope this was helpful, and I'll have the recording so you can refer back to it, and also the PowerPoint. So I'm excited for this, going forward, to see how this helps our teams grow even more and help our coaches start growing these tribes of Emerald. So, all right, guys. Thanks again. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, you know what? Let me do a quick
picture.
Yeah, let's take a picture. All right, let me see.
I wasn't even paying attention. Oh.
What'd you say?
I thought you already took it. I was like, I wasn't even looking.
No, I'll give you a heads up. All right. Everybody say cheese. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging.
Bye, guys.
Bye.